and they're off. And Helios breaks out alertly. Jet Off is a little bit quicker in orbit in between those two. Signatory Man is moving through along the inside rapidly to be within 2 lengths of the pace. Epic Desire in mid-pack, 5 off the lead. Another 2 to Dr. Agne, who's 4 clear of A Million Dreams. And Honoree is at the back of the field. So it's Jet Off leading the way through a quarter that went in 22 and 4. Jet Off in front, 2.5 length advantage. Orbit second, Signatory Man rides the rail in third. Epic Desire 4 off the pace in fourth with less than a half mile to go. Helios is next, losing some ground. Dr. Agne 8 off them. Another 2 back to A Million Dreams, and Honoree around the far turn. Jet Off tracked intently by Orbit. Orbit within a length and a half. As Epic Desire takes third at the quarter pole. Dr. Agne is starting to pick up some ground in fourth. The half mile for this front-running Jet Off at the top of the stretch with a 2-length lead. On the outside, Orbit is still chasing in second, and Dr. Agne is firing big. Here's Dr. Agne out in the center of the track. Epic Desire, 16th pole. Dr. Agne or Epic Desire. Dr. Agne in front. Dr. Agne, Lady Eli's son, wins it at first asking. What a performance. Epic Desire second, Orbit third, A Million Dreams fourth, an emotional conclusion to the 6th at Saratoga.
Because Mom was so popular. She was a superstar, a rock star, Lady Eli. And in his debut, her son, Dr. Agne here, comes through, wears them all down to strike in the 6th to kick off the late pick 5. Wow.
Unbelievable. And then going back to Lady Eli, the horse's mom, this is a horse that stepped on a nail coming back from a race, had a founder of the foot. They never come back from that. And her trainer, who was an assistant at the time, Cherie DeVaux, took care of that horse on a daily basis. That's why you're seeing that emotional reaction from Cherie, taking care of Lady Eli to come back and win a Grade 1, and now trains the son to go on and win today. Amazing.
Tom, let me clear that up a little bit. Not only do they not come back in a race, often when they have laminitis, they don't come back at all.
They don't come back to the barn. Yeah,
This is amazing. This is what dreams are made for. And here's the thing about it. You think a colt like this, bred like this, would go for a lot. She went under, or he went under, the basically what Mint to Mischief goes for, $250,000. He went for $185,000. There was a lot of question marks. Lafitte, well, now worth a lot more money.
Sorry, Paul. Lafitte, when I see a horse like this do what they just did on a surface that everyone knows that they probably don't prefer, what's going to happen when this horse gets on the grass?
Lady Eli was a monster on grass. The connection between Cherie DeVaux, all the time that she spent with Lady Eli while she was recovering. As you mentioned, she'd stepped on that nail. It was right after the Belmont Oaks, like 20 minutes after the Belmont Oaks, stepping on that nail. It wasn't a matter at the time, Tom, if she was going to return to race. It was whether or not she was going to survive. In the fight of her life, she was able to pull through, showed that same enthusiasm, showed an enthusiasm to continue to train, returned, and reached her peak form to win at the highest level. Another Grade 1 win after that entire scenario played out.
And Cherie was right by her side throughout that whole process. Now, look, Cherie is a multiple Grade 1 stakes winning trainer. She's had some very important wins. I'm not going to put words in her mouth, but I guarantee you this one is as important as any win she's had in her entire career.
You saw it in the reaction, Jack.
Absolutely. You know what's really interesting about this, if you look at it big picture, is that, you know, obviously the connection to Lady Eli, a Diana winner. Cherie's got another opportunity to win a Diana with her name on the paper on Saturday, tomorrow, which She Feels Pretty. It all kind of wraps itself up in a nice little bow if she can pull that one off.